From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10. Presented by Reliance Jio. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group and Kentaro. In style partner Raymond.
Ladies and gentlemen, if there's one thing we've come to terms with, it is with the fact that COVID is not going away anytime soon. In 2 days, the 5th phase of the lockdown will come to an official end. So what's the way forward? Extending the lockdown? Lifting the lockdown completely? Or regulating it with greater relaxations? But will that work? Will that really make much of a difference? Here is where the numbers look like today, and then we debate.
In its 119-day battle with coronavirus, India has been under lockdown for 65 days. On the 31st of this month, the 4th phase of the lockdown will come to an end. A phase that has seen major revival of economic activity, with domestic air travel also resuming in a calibrated manner. Over 58,000 flyers boarded 695 flights across different cities today. But the spread of infection is a matter of grave concern, with a spike of over 7,000 cases in 24 hours. India's coronavirus count is at 1,65,799. And Maharashtra, India's worst affected state, is reporting over 62,000 cases, which is 37.5% of the total number of cases in the country. And Mumbai, which is reporting close to 60% of the total cases in Maharashtra, already has over 1,100 casualties. Prominent citizens are doing their bit for the lesser privileged.
ये बस स्पेसिफिकली जहाँ पर हम दिखा रहे हैं ये मुंबई से भदोही जाएगी और जो बैनर हम देख रहे हैं माहिम दरगाह ट्रस्ट और हाजी अली दरगाह ट्रस्ट की ओर से खास तौर पर सौजन्य अमिताभ बच्चन जी को दिया गया है। लगातार हम देख रहे हैं किस तरीके से मजदूर अपने परिवार के साथ हर एक कोशिश कर रही है कि वो अपने घर सुरक्षित पहुँच पाए, फिर चाहे वो चलकर हो, रोडवे से हो या रेलवे से हो या बस के जरिए जा पाए। उसी को देखते हुए अब यहाँ पर 10 बस जो है वो यूपी जाने के लिए तैयार है।
The Railways too has operated close to 3,840 Shramik special trains since 1st of May. Over 52 lakh migrant workers have been ferried home.
The Nigrani Samiti, the surveillance teams have been set up by Uttar Pradesh government to tackle all these things. They have been tasked to ensure that these migrant laborers who have come from different states should not go out of their houses or their gardens where they are put in.
Ahead of June 1st, the Home Minister has dialed every Chief Minister seeking their views on the lockdown. Some are in favour of greater relaxations.
माननीय श्री अमित जी शाह इनके साथ में मेरे टेलीफोनिकली कन्वर्जन हुआ और उसमें मुझे लगता है कि ये लॉकडाउन जिस स्थिति में है उस स्थिति से आगे 15 दिन तक 15 जून तक बढ़ सकता है, लेकिन फिर भी हमारी कोशिश ये है एक 2-3 चीज़ रिलैक्सेशन देना चाहिए।
In fact, states like West Bengal have even announced the reopening of places of worship.
থেকে মন্দির মসজিদ গুরুদ্বারা গির্জা at a time 10 দিনের বেশি নয়, বড় পূজা উৎসব বড় কমিটি এগুলো এখন কিচ্ছু হবে না, রিলিজিয়াস অ্যাসেম্বলটা হবে না, কিন্তু আস্তে আস্তে খুলুক, আস্তে আস্তে মানুষ নিজের মন সন্তুষ্ট করবার জন্য যাক, ঘুরে যাক।
It is believed that this time around, states will have major say on what can be reopened, while the centre will issue a set of overall guidelines.
We are being told that the government is going to give more and more autonomy to the respective state governments, but then simultaneously a balance needs to be maintained. What we are being simultaneously told that the SOPs are still going to be maintained by the MHA, like we saw in lockdown 4.0.
So what will the government do? Extend the lockdown, lift completely, or continue with regulations and relaxations? Let's debate.
How many of those of us who are on the panel this evening believe that it is time to lift the lockdown? Please, can I have a show of hands? This is not, I'm not showing I'm just giving an example. How many of you believe that it is time to lift the lockdown? Please take your positions. 1 minute, keep your hands there for a while. MR, I can't see. Is your hand up or down? It's up. Okay, fine, up. One sec. So 4 people on one side. अजय कुमार जी, आपको लगता है लॉकडाउन एक्सटेंड किया जाए कि लिफ्ट किया जाए? अगर आपको लगता है लिफ्ट किया जाए तो हाथ उठा दीजिए अपना. I don't think you can hear me. Okay. Shweta, where do you stand?
No, I am hearing you,
I think we
Arnab.
do need to continue in this
I am hearing you, Arnab, but I am not raising.
Lockdown 4.0. But let's not call it lockdown
I have a
5.0,
different
Arnab.
take
Let's
on this.
call it a
That's why I am
segue or
not
a
raising my
transition
hand.
Okay,
period.
fine. So Shweta, just take a clear position. Shweta, just tell me, extend or lift? You believe it should be lifted. If you believe it should be lifted, you can take. You don't believe it should be.
I want it to be extended, but...
Okay, fine. No, the buts and all I'll come into later. So it's interesting. What about you, Anirban? Extend it or lift it?
Extended.
Extended. And what about you? What about you, Abhishek? Extend or lift?
This lockdown, I think that this lockdown should be extended.
Extended.
But
fine.
the thing is,
so the buts I'll come to
proper
later.
liberation should
the
be given.
buts I'll come to later. Buts I'll come to later. Therefore, on the debate right now, there are 4 people who are saying that it should be extended. It just helps us organize the windows. So the people who believe it should be extended are Ajay Kumar of the LJP, Shweta Kesineni of the TDP, Anirban Banerjee who supports the TMC, and Abhishek Jha of the RNSP. Everybody else believes that it should be lifted. Viren Shah, who is the president of the Retail Traders Association of Mumbai, also believes that it should be lifted. So thank you very much for at least making your position clear. Now to start the debate, so we have an extend and lift side clearly on 2 sides today. Extend and lift. Viewers, tell me what's your take, extend or lift. Let's have a digital live poll on it. My first question is, if we lift it, are we ready for the consequences? As in, today we are number 9 in the world in terms of the number of people affected by COVID. Ajay goes first. My question is, today we are 9th in the world in the number of the worst COVID count. Today, you will be shocked, viewers, our death toll has crossed China's official count. Today, and some say the peak is 2 months away. So when you're saying lift, Ajay, are you ready for the consequences? Please, let's open the debate.
Well, Arnab, we have to be realistic. Number one, when I say lifted, I mean lifted in all sense, but strict enforcement in containment zone, strict enforcement, and that has to be done strictly. Not giving liberty, what we have been seeing in the last 2 months in different states, which has led to the rise. Let's be realistic about it. There's no politics attached, but right now what the country needs is now opening of economy, because the last 2.5 months we have realized how to fight this COVID. We have realized that if we don't maintain social distancing, we are just risking our life. We have realized that if we don't wear mask, we are risking our life. We have realized that if we don't wear gloves, if we don't take precautions, we are risking ourselves. Now enough of awareness. Now we have to open up, otherwise...
No, but you're not answering. No, you're not answering my question. I completely understand why you are saying extend. By the way, you are saying lift the lockdown. Right? You're both on the same side. So I think we've got our window slightly wrong there. You are also saying lift the lockdown. Ajay, I ask you both, my question to you is, are you ready for the consequences of lifting of the lockdown? Today, your number in India is 165,799. Today is the 7th straight day of more than 6,000 cases a day. Our death toll is 4,706, right? So I'm asking you, are you ready for the consequences of lifting? Why don't you address that?
We have to be ready for the lifting of...
So can I have you louder, please? I can't hear you. Yeah. What did you say? I don't know. I lost your...
We have to be ready for the consequences. There is no denying the fact. In this last 2.5 months, every state has done the preparation.
What do you mean by we have to be ready?
Don't forget that 90% of the cases...
What do you mean by we have to be ready?
I am saying 90%, that if we are the 2% cases which comes in the hospital, we should be ready to treat them. And we have got enough time for preparation in all the respective states and at the center level. You can't be blindfolded. You have to see that what is coming, and you have to face that.
Okay, so fine.
You have to face that.
Can I open the debate? That's
less than 2% patients are coming to hospital. We have to take it.
Yeah. So we'll rearrange these windows with people and extend and lift on two opposite sides. That's what I was trying to do at the start. Let me get the contrary side. The lift side says we have to be ready. Those who are saying lift the lockdown are saying we have to be ready for the consequences. I'd like to hear one person on the other side, Shweta. He's saying ready for the consequences. People will come to hospital. Many people will fall very sick. Many people will die. Essentially, he's saying too bad, can't be helped. We have to move on. Shweta.
So what we really need to take into consideration here is that human life is paramount. So if you're saying that we have to be ready for the consequences, you have to understand that India is not a country where we're detached from our families and our relatives. You know, even if we lose older people or even if we lose a part of our family, it's a really big blow to the entire Indian family system. So we can't just say it's okay if we lose people, it's okay if if there are consequences, because it's not okay. It's not okay for us to lose our family members. So what I am saying is that we definitely have to continue this lockdown, but let's call it a transition period. Let's call it a segue into opening up the economy, because we are not ready. Our hospitals are not ready. Our governments are not ready for this. So we've already laxed the restrictions in lockdown 4.0. So I believe that we can continue in this pace for the next couple of weeks. But since there is a higher caseload that we're experiencing every single day, let's make sure that there are strong containment measures that are being implemented in high spread areas like metropolitan. And second point that's very important, let's ensure that there's standardized testing measures across the country.
Let's not get too many points together. Shweta, let's keep our points brief. Let's not get too many points together so that the other side gets a chance to respond.
Sure.
Now let me repeat once again, there are two clear views on this debate, extend and lift.
Shweta
says extend. Now on one side, Sudesh says lift. Sudesh, you represent the ruling party, so you've got to give me a more considered view on the matter.
Of course, I'll do that.
I know that there's a lot of pressure on you, and obviously you would want to lift it so that a lot of the criticism that's coming your way, people losing their jobs, the economic pressures and the political pressures that follow don't hit you anymore. I'm just hoping that you're not doing this just because essentially you cannot take responsibility for public health anymore. If you are doing this because you cannot take responsibility for public health anymore, and you believe you would rather not compromise the economy, you'd lose the public health battle openly, rather than lose the economic battle, then you are undoing where you started. Because when you started, you said, Jaan hai to jahan hai. Then you said, Jaan bhi, jahan bhi. Are you now saying that jahan chahiye, jaan jayegi to kuch nahi hota? Have you changed your position? Yeah.
No, Arnab. Arnab, you see, if you analyze the 4 lockdowns, the 3 lockdowns, it worked quite well. But the 4th lockdown, watching your television, watching various television channels, you know that the lockdown actually has not worked. Most of the services have been opened because this liberty was given to the states, how you wanted to exit.
And most of the states, the way they exited, you see, if you go to the, not very organized colonies, even in Delhi, you see that the lockdown is not working.
No,
so you cannot say. And the way migrant workers moved in this country, the impact of this will come in, say, 15 days' time. So there is no point in the fear of death. If you say that is going to continue for 2-3 years. So you have to take precaution. People know now by how serious COVID is, how to take precaution. Now the country must move. You know that from 1st of June, railway services is going to operate 200 trains. And you already know that, yes, services started. If the states do not provide the taxis and other modes of communication to these people.
Since you're saying lift so aggressively, and it is so obvious that you are saying lift, we have to, what you're basically saying is, you are compelled to officially lift it because the state governments did not implement lockdown 4 in an effective way. And hence you are saying, since lockdown 4 was not affected when state governments were given the liberty to decide, we might as well lift the whole damn thing. Somewhere it's not adding up, Sudesh. Tanveer is on the debate.
Except for the borders. That the states have taken their own decision. You tell me, is the lockdown working anywhere? Despite the lockdown, Mumbai has got such a spiraling cases about COVID. You see what is happening in Ahmedabad. You see what is happening in other places.
There's interesting now, there are two people on the same side, both saying lift the lockdown, which is Tanveer and Sudesh, but the debate immediately changes because Sudesh says that the opposition ruled states were not sincere in the implementation of lockdown 4. And hence, lockdown 5 does not make sense. Tanveer will respond to that, please. Tanveer to Sudesh. Sorry for that detour on the debate. Yeah.
Arnab, poorly planned and cruelly implemented lockdown 1, 2, 3, 4, all were failures. Mr. Narendra Modi ji and his government absolutely achieved nothing other than unemployment and a huge migrant crisis. This lockdown was implemented unscientifically.
We created the norms. It was implemented by the state government.
Sir, one second, sir. Sir, I didn't disturb you, sir. I didn't disturb you, sir. I didn't disturb you, sir.
Sir,
I didn't disturb you, sir.
This is what my request is.
Tanveer, a small point taking forward from what he said. Tanveer, can I make a point to you, Tanveer? 1 second. What he's saying, and we pay close attention to this, viewers.
Sure, sir.
He's saying that till the central government, do I understand you correctly? Till the central government and its cohorts were responsible for the implementation of the lockdown up to lockdown 3, the curve was flattening and it was effective. And it is true, because by the end of lockdown 3, there was severe criticism of the lockdown, idea of a lockdown itself, from people like Mamata Banerjee, who went ahead and said, now in 2 weeks we'll have to lift the lockdown. Now into lockdown 4 was a decision in consensus with the state governments. Now state governments decided to go into lockdown 4 in technicality, but in terms of implementation opened it up, which is absolutely true in Mumbai. Ask Viren, where has there been a serious lockdown in Mumbai? Viren, tell me. You and I both live in Mumbai. Has there been a serious lockdown in Mumbai? No. And in the last 1 minute, further evidence. Last 25 days, the number of cases coming up goes up by 80%. 80% of the new cases in Mumbai, Maharashtra, or around that number have come in the last 25 days. Which means the moment Narendra Modi loosened the grip and told state governments that you take over, all hell broke loose. MR is on the debate. All hell broke loose both in Bengal and Maharashtra. And that's where the numbers are being added. It's not happening in UP. It's happening in Bengal and Maharashtra, principally Maharashtra. MR is on the debate. MR with Tanveer.
Any person who is responsible today for
a couple of weeks back, that it was the presence of the Prime Minister in lockdown 1, lockdown 3 and lockdown 2, lockdown 3 that ensured all the 3 lockdowns were remarkably a successful one. But the 4th lockdown, for some reason, the Prime Minister said, let the states do this, and in the name of federalism, the federalism, the Holy Grail came in. And once the Holy Grail came in, we start specific communities taking advantage and ensuring
he wanted to shift the blame game.
Once they run Ahmad, the indiscipline set in. That
Narendra
means that
Modi
there
was
is no
doing
need for
politics
any
even
lockdown.
in Corona.
That is the point I'm
He
trying
was
to make.
doing
It is not that we don't require a lockdown. We are not able to effectuate a
Narendra
lockdown.
Modi
That
failed
is
the
what
entire
Suresh
country.
Vermaji's point
Narendra
is
Modi
that
failed the
today
entire
the
country.
states
It
don't
has to
have
be-
the
there is
moral
any
fiber.
person who has to
The
be
Mamtas
blamed
of the world,
today,
the
it has
Thakres
to
of
be
the
Narendra
world
Modi,
don't
nobody
have the
else.
moral fiber in
It is
ensuring
Narendra
even a
Modis of
simple
India
law and
who
order
has to be
issue to be
blamed.
carried out.
Nobody
That
else.
is the
Anirban.
truth of the
He
matter.
blamed it.
Anirban, my
That's
question,
the-
follow-up
packet
question
was
to you is,
failed.
Tanvir, be so kind so that my questions can be heard. Thank you. Anirban, my question to you is, and now this debate takes a different turn. Explain to me why the situation in Bengal has got worse in lockdown 4, which is the last 20 days. And that was the time when the state government was given leeway in the implementation of the lockdown, complete leeway. Why did it worsen in the last 20 days?
The situation has not worsened in the last 20 days.
Numbers
in
don't
fact,
say
the
so.
mortality rate in Bengal has gone down drastically. Of course, the numbers say so. The mortality rate, according to the Union Health Ministry,
Look at the total
was
numbers.
13% at a time. It has come down to less than 7% now. The recovery rate has gone up by 30%, gone up from 30% to 33%, 34%. And
Sudesh.
when Karnataka stopped all incoming communication from Maharashtra and 4 other states, the BJP kept quiet. And when West Bengal said that we need some time to prepare the quarantine centers for the incoming migrant laborers, the BJP were out on the streets screaming on top of their voice that hell has broken loose in Bengal. This is the dichotomy.
But
this is the
Anirban,
double
Mamta
standard
Didi has
that
said
the
that she
BJP
wants
is
to open
following.
temples
They want to
and places of
specifically
worship.
target West Bengal.
You are saying that lockdown should be extended and Mamta ji
Of
wants
course,
freedom to
only
open the
10
religious
people-
places.
Have you heard? I don't know. Have you?
What is
have
the
you heard
contradiction
what
between
she
your
said?
stand
She
and
said
Mamta
that
Didi's
only
stand?
10 people at a time. Oh no!
So
The
you want the
lockdown has
lockdown to
not
be
been
lifted, no?
lifted. It has only been
You
relaxed.
want the
for a
lockdown to be
few
lifted with restrictions,
specific
isn't it?
places.
Why is
No,
it
I don't
necessary?
really
When the
want
lockdown
it
is
to be-
lifted,
No.
restrictions will
that
continue.
Why is it necessary to go to religious
Why
places?
you have problem with the religious places? Do you have problem with the religious places?
No problem at all.
Only 10
But
people
you want the
at a
lockdown
time
to be
will be
lifted.
allowed. That is what the instruction is. Then why? No. Of course. Why, if 10 people at a time go into religious places, what is the problem with that?
So you want
If they
lockdown to be
maintain the
lifted, that is the
physical
precise
distancing,
thing.
If they maintain
And
the
of
other
course there will be
norms,
caveat that people
is
will
it-
follow
what is the
restrictions.
problem with the mandir? What is the problem with you?
Who said we have problem with the
If some
mandir?
people go to worship in mandir, what is their problem?
But can you
You
ensure
are
that when
saying,
people are
you
offering
are
the
saying that
mass,
your
they will
problem,
maintain that social
only
distance?
10 people, of course it will be ensured. Of course it will be
Are you
ensured.
sure
Only 10
that they
people
would
will
not
be
come on
allowed
the
at a
street
time.
in
You have
great
problem
numbers
with that?
and not violate the social
What are
norms?
you sure? Have you heard the press conference? West Bengal is not Gujarat.
Of course, I pointed
West
it out
Bengal
to
is
you.
not Gujarat. Everything will be maintained here. Unlike Gujarat, everything will be maintained here. There has been multiple protests in Surat. Do you know that? Mind your own business in Gujarat.
That is created by you people. We know that.
We will maintain peace.
The
we
gang
will
of
maintain
your
distancing.
trade unions
Perfect.
went
I
there
go
and-
back to the
and-
debate.
and
I'm also
infuriated the
joined this
migrant
evening.
workers.
I'm joined this evening by Dr. Suresh Adimulapu, who is the HRD and Education Minister of Andhra Pradesh. He's also a former civil servant. He's joining us from Amravati. Thank you very much, Dr. Suresh, for joining us. The debate is clear, extend or lift. When I started the debate, I asked everyone to do me a show of hands. Are you for extending it, extending the lockdown, or lifting the lockdown, Dr. Suresh Adimalapu?
Mr. Arnab, thank you. It is not a simple yes or no answer to this question. First, I must tell you, because out of these 4 lockdowns, every one of us in the country have learned many things. We are not what we were when the first lockdown was enforced. We have learned, we have evolved over a period of time as to how this pandemic has to be viewed and how it has to be assessed and how to follow these protocols and all. There are not many things we have learned over a period of these 4 lockdowns. So definitely we are much better what we were when the first lockdown has been enforced. If, for example, If earlier actually all the media also they used to report only how many positive cases and how many new cases have been added and all. Now there is a lot of analysis over the number of cases that are being added every day, like how many cases have been reported, how many of them have been recovered, and how many are still active, and how many of them led to deaths and all. So we have learned many things over a period of time, and now it is only self-containment which is the only solution for containing this pandemic. And I'm telling you, this by merely extending it to fifth time or sixth time will not solve. We have to learn to live with this pandemic for some more time.
One second,
In the process, we need to develop our own self-respect.
Dr. Suresh, there are three things which come as a consequence of this. And I'm wondering that when this started, Shweta wants to counter you. Yes, Shweta, just a sentence, please. I just want to add a sentence before you come in.
Shweta, the government is doing enough to control the spread of coronavirus, because as of today we're seeing over 3,000 plus cases in the state. So how can you today tell us that you're actually ready to open up the economy, to deregulate the lockdown, when we're seeing the rising number of cases in Andhra Pradesh every single day? And also, what has the state done to stimulate local demand in the economy, in the state economy? Like until now, we haven't seen any liquidity in the Andhra Pradesh local economy.
I must tell you, Shweta, in Andhra Pradesh.
Viewers, this is just a minute, viewers. Viewers, 1 minute. Both of you can be quiet for a minute. Viewers, 1 minute. Viewers, let me put this in perspective. First of all, let's go back to the windows, extend or lift. And in this debate, lift is represented by Dr. Suresh and extend is represented by Shweta Kesineni. As I take the debate forward, it is extremely important that we understand that the debate you are about to see is interesting. One person represents Jagan's party, the party in power. One person represents the TDP, the party in the opposition. This is a classic debate in one state between both sides. One is the minister from Andhra Pradesh and the other is the opposition party. So please, with that little brief introduction, Shweta, you were countering the minister. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Arnab, I want Dr. Suresh to explain to us exactly what they have done so far, that they're so confident that lifting the lockdown is not going to result in further deaths and in further positive cases in the state. And also, how are they ready to open up the local economy when they have not done anything to stimulate the demand? And they have not done anything in terms of providing welfare to the people of Andhra Pradesh. We have been demanding the government ever since this lockdown started that you need to deposit 5,000 rupees in the bank account of every single poor and lower middle class family in the state. They have done nothing for them. The 1,000 rupees that we've received from the central government is all that has gone to the families of Andhra Pradesh citizens. And how do you expect that when you open up the economy, there's actually going to be any demand, sir? You haven't given them anything to live on. And on top of that, what you've done in the last couple of days...
Shweta, let him reply. Shweta, let him reply now. Shweta, now let him reply. Shweta, let him reply. I said Shweta, let him reply now. Thank you. Yeah.
Shweta, I just wanted to tell you that, we are the first state in the country who have categorized these containment zones into red zone, orange zone and green zone, and thereby putting different restrictions of containment for different areas. And it is our Chief Minister, Sri Y. Jagannath Reddy Garu, instead of creating a panic among the people, he has infused confidence. He told that it is time that we have to live with it.
He's infused a sense of recklessness in our people by letting them think that it's okay to walk about without masks, without any social distance. Have you looked at the lines outside the liquor shop that you opened, sir? Have you looked at that?
If I'm not correct on my
figures, we have seen some of the biggest single-day spikes in Andhra Pradesh, and it's because you opened up liquor shops in the state.
Now let me answer all your questions. See, we have categorized the zones into different areas like red zone, green zone and orange zone, and put different restrictions for each zone. We have taken care of, all over the states actually, These migrant labour were left high and dry on the road, and it is Andhra Pradesh, actually our Honorable Chief Minister, who is the first person to intervene and then provided
this
all
is
sorts
ridiculous,
of
sir. If we let you speak, you're going to tell us that you're the first people to land on the moon also. It's ridiculous to think that Mr. Jagan is the first in doing every single thing in the country. Tell us what has he done for the welfare of the people of the state? Please explain this to me.
All the people below the
What have you
poverty
done for the people?
And then, we have got
what have you done to contain the spread? Why do you have 3,000 people that have positive cases?
Shweta, let him complete. Let's speak one after the other, not one over the other. 1 minute.
And sir, and Arnab, let me tell you, and we are the only state in the entire country who have gone from house to house 3 times and they have taken the total.
Can you tell me in a simple one line can you tell me, Dr. Suresh, because I believe, I mean, I can see that both of you are relatively young politicians. Shweta is a young politician. I can see there's an element of sincerity in what you're doing. You're both trying to achieve something good. But you can be frank with me. You see, Dr. Suresh, on my program, I don't like people to give official lines. I want people to speak the truth. So don't give me a technical reply. You've been a civil servant. Don't talk in a bureaucratic language with me. Just tell me that this is the reason why we have to open. 1 minute. The fact is, you are also concerned. I am also concerned. Shweta is also concerned about more cases. Tell me, what is the compulsion you have to open? I just want you to say it in simple language.
Arnab, see, you have to leave. Finally, for 3 months, you tell me all the shops, all your economic activities have been, left high and then it has been sealed and all. And what is the source of income for any government to survive for so long? And then, at the same time, we need to protect the health of the people. And then we need to strike a balance between them.
So you're saying it's easier said, Dr. Suresh, what you're basically saying is,
we have taught them. Yeah. In fact, this lockdown has taught every one of us many things. For education department, we have learned the art of using technology
what he's basically saying.
Education.
Yeah, what Dr. Suresh is basically telling you, that it is very easy to sit in the opposition and be critical. It is very difficult to take responsibility. And by the way, Shweta, I tell you one thing. On your first point, I agree with you. When you said, allow me to complete, Shweta, where you said, are you going to take responsibility for people's health? But the second point you made was rather superficial, if you don't mind, where you said, are you going to do anything to promote consumption? Are you going to give 5,000 rupees? Come on, Shweta, be realistic. 5,000 rupees as a one shot or two shot is not going to spur consumption. Jobs will.
No.
Let me ask you a counter question to you. Will you take responsibility? Allow me to complete. Will you or Chandrababu Taidu take responsibility? If tens of thousands of people lose their jobs in Andhra Pradesh, will you take responsibility for that? No, I want to know. Will you take responsibility for that?
No, let me explain.
Will you take responsibility? No, you can't have it both ways. Will you take responsibility for that?
Our party is not new to taking responsibility. When the Hudhud cyclone hit, there was a
No, I'm not talking about a cyclone. A cyclone is a cyclical event that comes and goes in 2-3 days. I'm sorry, Dr. Suresh, I think the debate, no. I think what
I'm asking you now.
I am asking you, do you take responsibility if tens of thousands of people in Andhra Pradesh lose their jobs? Dr. Suresh, is she answering my question? Is that a concern or not? Are we going to deflect these issues?
No, I'm asking the point here is to ensure that there's health of the people, but there's also economy.
Shweta, listen to him now. Now, Shweta, you listen to him.
Sections of the people in the society whose actual needs have to be addressed. It is salaried employees, it is daily wages, it is migrant labor.
Yes, so what have you done for them?
Example, above all the various institutions, education institution, will you declare a education holiday?
No,
just because
I have
this
just a simple question.
pandemic
When you know
has
that the
really
people of the
played
state
havoc and all,
are
and you want to
suffering.
confine yourself. You have to learn. You have to learn. You have to evolve yourself, and you have to come
No,
out of
we're
it,
not
and then
in power.
you have to
You realize
adjust
that
yourself.
you got
there are so many
elected with the
pandemics
people's
which have come out
mandate,
and
and
all.
you have done nothing to help them.
You
And
can't,
instead, what you've
tell
done
the
is
people and
looted
then
them
just
with the current bill that you recently gave them, and you also opened up liquor shops. People, did you
All right, opening the debate right now. Shweta and Dr. Suresh take a back seat now. I'd like to go to Ajay Alok. Ajay Alok says, lift. And opposite Ajay Alok, who says extend? Abhishek Jav, the RLSP, says extend. Same state, different perspectives. This will be fascinating. So there is, Abhishek wants to counter you, Ajay. Go on, Abhishek.
See the situation,
Make a brief counter.
Attack
Ajay Alok.
The situation is like this, that we were suffering from a disease, and what happened that we were supplied with some medicine, and the side effects of the medicine was much more deadly than the disease itself. Now the government realizes the same fact. As you can see in Bihar, the
But you
government
want
has
more of
lost
the medicine.
total control.
But you don't like the medicine. Sorry to interrupt, Abhishek. I don't understand your perspective. No, you began by saying, sorry, Abhishek, I need to counter you. You began by saying today that you firmly believe the time is to extend. Then you are saying the government gave a medicine, the medicine didn't work. But you are at the same time saying the medicine may not have worked, but I want more of the medicine. Ajay, what is he saying?
Because the government did not give the right medicine. Well, the government did not give the right medicine, Arnab. What happened that they did everything in an unplanned manner. And when everything was in an unplanned manner, then they are just willing to open up the...
Right now your argument appears unplanned.
Able to just control that pandemic, and finally they are saying that the lockdown should be lifted.
Okay. I have a question for you. When there was a lockdown,
extend and lift on two sides. Wait a minute.
I have a question.
When there is a lockdown and there is a ban on political gatherings,
this lockdown.
When there is a ban on political gathering, why the hell did your leader went on to the fast along with 50 supporters? I mean, are we here to protect people's life, or we are here to score the political
you are
points?
just concerned about those 50 supporters.
Number one.
You must answer that the migrant labor
I'm not concerned about that, because you guys are not responsible enough.
Trains. They were not
you guys are not responsible enough.
They were not provided with proper livelihood.
They
were forced to live in quarantine centers.
Take responsibility.
There were small
and
rooms,
opposition
and 10
today has been the
to 20
most
people were allowed
irresponsible
to
in this
sleep in
COVID
a
time.
single room.
All across country, not only in Bihar. Today, what Mr. Tejasvi Yadav did in Bihar was a matter of shame.
Asked permission.
This shows that you lack normal common sense.
Actually, he asked permission. He asked permission
you
from
lack
the government
normal common
that he
sense.
wanted
Either
to
Upendra
go to
Kushwaha
Gopalganj
or Tejasvi Yadav. So let's not talk politics here.
Of the lockdown. But
let's not talk politics here. Let's not talk politics here. That's why you want to go to Gopalganj and why you didn't take permission. I don't want to get into that.
See, when you mentioned the fact
what I'm concerned here right now, what I'm concerned, Arnab,
I have a question.
Arnab, what I'm concerned here is how we are going to deal it. How we are going to deal with it.
So many policemen were standing
there.
How
we are going to deal with
not following the rules.
The only way that the Supreme Court suggested.
The government itself is not following the rules of social distancing. How can you blame the
I'm saying there is a suggestion to the government.
The important thing here is
there is a suggestion to government. Please involve private sectors.
What is happening in the state? You are just
please involve private sectors. Give them the testing kits.
We are not.
Give them the rapid testing kits and ask them to treat the patient.
Please provide
what Supreme Court made an observation. It has to be done. And let's treat. You have to. Mr. Minister very rightly said. You have to learn to live with COVID. In the last 20 days, Bihar has seen a rise in cases only because with the start of this Shramik special.
See, your minister, your labor resource minister said that after lockdown will be lifted or may be extended.
Abhishek, you made your point. Thank you, Abhishek. You see,
may it be extended.
You know, there has to be a political consensus in this country. If we don't have a political consensus, then there's going to be mayhem. That's why I'm asking you today. Extend or lift, we take a position. Let me take a counter position. Viren is the only non-politician, non-political activist on this panel. Viren, I'm sure you are very happy because Sharad Pawar wants things to open up in Mumbai. He met you, he spoke to you as well, right? What did he say?
Well, I spoke to Pawarji on the phone, and I told him about that all the people are shut down since last 70 days, and the staffs have not been paid for last 1 month. And if this continues, the Maharashtra retailers will completely wiped out, because the government, what they have done is given away all the business to the e-commerce, and this is where the problem starts. Because in our shop, more than
70 days, stocks are lying in the shop. We cannot sell. We already paid the GST, and GST set off only we get when we sell the goods. Last 70 days, the shops are shut. The people have lost their jobs, and the staff is waiting for the shop to open now. And now, as correctly you said to the Andhra Pradesh guy, the minister, that the job loss is very important. The employment.
Ajay Kumar on the left. One minute. आप रुकिए, Abhishek जी रुकिए. Ajay Kumar on the left. Ajay Kumar on next.
No, employment and the business has
Let
to
Viren
go on
complete.
now. Otherwise, the Maharashtra and Mumbai will completely switch off for the retailers' point of view. And that's what it is the correct way. Otherwise, the business people are also looking for coming out, and we have to live with this because everybody has to go through this. Now we have learned. I understand that Mumbai is a congested area. Maharashtra government is correctly done. The migrant labor has been going away. Mumbai is getting empty day by day. And now is time where Mumbai should come out and start doing a business. If Maharashtra is not doing business, India will never progress.
Okay.
Maharashtra maximum GDP earner. And
Viren.
if you don't give business to retailers, you don't give business to the wholesalers, you don't give business to the manufacturers, distribution, and you want to give away business to the online e-commerce. This is completely
No,
a
listen,
shame.
the problem I have with Viren, I know the economy is suffering because of the lockdown. Wait a minute, okay? But there was a 20 lakh crore rupee package that was given to ease the burden. We are again at the crossroads. You are saying Mumbai has to open up. You are saying we have to do business. You are saying my stocks, I paid GST. Wait a minute, please. You are saying I paid GST, but my stocks are not moving. Now, I'm really sorry if you're suffering losses. But let me tell you about the other side. A single airline's 4 flights had 121 asymptomatic patients. Please, I'm talking about the other side. A single airline's 4 flights had 141 asymptomatic patients since they opened up 4 days ago. 23 people who flew in the last 4 days have tested positive for COVID. 26% of the migrants who moved from Delhi to Bihar, 26% Ajay Kumar ji have tested positive for COVID. And Mumbai is contributing more than 25% of the total cases in India. And Maharashtra is contributing almost 40%. 1 minute. Suppose I were to ask you a very simple question in simple English. Okay, Viren, your business opens up. You don't lose money. You make money. Your profits come back. Consumption is up. Your business is good. Okay? Some of your employees get their jobs back. I hope you've been paying them anyway. Now tell me, are there enough ventilators in the hospitals? Are there enough beds in the ICUs in Mumbai? Are there pictures of dead bodies lying in the KEM hospital? Right? I'm giving an example of Delhi right now. In Delhi, I was told there was one hospital, according to a report I saw, there were bodies piled one on top of the other in the mortuary. There's not enough space. Bodies put one on top of the other. Do you understand? So I'll ask you simply, good, you want to make money back again, you want your business back. What about lives?
No,
अजय कुमार के साथ डिबेट कीजिए. एक्सटेंड और लिफ्ट इतनी इजी डिबेट नहीं होने वाली.
I'll do that. I want to answer
नहीं, अजय कुमार के साथ डिबेट पे आए. अजय कुमार जी एलजेपी के आपके साथ डिबेट करेंगे. आप देखिए, आप दोनों तरफ की बात सुनते हैं. अजय कुमार जी, इन्होंने एक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू रखा. ही पुट अ पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. व्हाट्स योर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू?
No, I am shocked
But this is nothing new for the business houses in India. We have seen it right from East India Company. Their selfish attitude, business at the cost of life. I am saying that I belong to this country where this kind of business people exist and flourish. Look at the view of the Confederation of Delhi Traders Association. Look at the Chandni Chowk. Despite Kejriwal saying that they are going to open the economy, they said we will not open the shop. I'm shocked at the behavior of Mumbai Traders Association, and I condemn it in the hardest possible words. That the things are very clear. Modi ji has kept the Indian flag flying high on the map of the world by showing the way. Today, India being the
Modi ji has
largest
also
country in
said
the world, we have only 2% people.
What are you
suffering.
talking about?
And the day,
Modi ji said
it was given to the state like
by shutting
Delhi,
down the shop
the day it
and
was
by
given
giving
to
away
the
business
states
of
like
e-commerce,
Maharashtra,
you are not
after
reviving the economy.
SOP. See what they
By
have
giving
done.
away business to
Delhi
e-commerce,
in 1
you are not
month
reviving
has
the economy.
1,000 cases,
You are making a
and today
job loss
Delhi
in
is
India.
having 1,000
Employment will
cases
go away.
every day.
Mumbai retail
Mr.
will
Shah,
finish.
now listen.
Maharashtra retail will
Listen,
come to
country
an
has
end.
seen you
Maharashtra
making
retail will
enough
come to an
money.
end.
You
Maharashtra
tax
retail
away
will
the
come to
people.
an end. You want
Listen,
to give away business to the
listen, keep
e-commerce
your
people.
tone down. Listen
Same
to me.
BJP
You
has
want
gone
to make
against
money?
the e-commerce.
You want to make
Now you
money
want to
at
give
the
away
cost of
business to the
people's
e-commerce.
Shame on you.
No, we want to give our
you.
job. We want our job back.
Shame
We
on
want
you.
to give away our
E-commerce
salary to
is
the
not
staff.
keeping
That's why we
people.
want to revive this
E-commerce
economy.
law is open to
Unless
all.
we
You
revive the
shift to
economy,
e-commerce.
business will not,
This is
and
not an
business
excuse.
always starts from Maharashtra.
Who is
If
stopping you
Maharashtra
to
doesn't
go
open,
e-commerce
India
way?
doesn't open.
Who is
Maharashtra has to
stopping
open
you?
up, sir.
You have thrown out
Maharashtra has to open up.
Do you
Don't
have
talk about
loading
Delhi.
laborers?
Maharashtra has
What
to
you are
open
going
up.
to do?
Ajay
Mumbai
Kumar.
has to open up.
No, but Maharashtra has to open up is no doubt. Ajay Kumar, 1 minute. Viren.
Staff is paid.
Viren,
And revive is also important, Arnab.
1 second. One second. The problem is we are taking extreme views. You say Maharashtra has to open up. No, 1 minute. Tanveer, a minute. Tanveer.
No, he came with his prepared speech.
Who came with his
Mr.
prepared
Viren,
speech?
I think he was really speaking stupidity. I think the gentleman who said that, Maharashtra, shame on you and all that, I think he came with prepared speech.
He said
without
Maharashtra
making
traders.
any sense. Does he understand what his economics is all about? Does he? I mean, traders. Without traders, there is the migrant crisis cannot be
Okay,
solved.
Ajay Kumar and
The business
Tanveer,
cannot be
please.
solved. People cannot be
Ajay
solved.
Kumar
Speak.
says
Arey,
lift.
chula jalna hai,
And
bhai.
Ajay Kumar
Chula
says
jalna hai. Ajay
extend,
Kumar sahab,
and Tanveer said lift.
आपको कुछ समझ में भी आता है? Do you really even understand India? Do you even really understand, Mr. Ajay Kumar? Coming here with your stupid, unprepared speech is not going to make you a hero. अरे आपकी stupid speech से आप हीरो नहीं बनोगे, आप जीरो के जीरो ही रहोगे.
Mind your language.
अगर आपको हिंदुस्तान नहीं समझ में आता है, आपको हिंदू समझ में नहीं. I don't need to really mind my language. If you make a stupid comment like this, I need to really counter you in your own terms. In your own terms, if at all you don't understand India, economic, business, कैसे लोगों का चूल्हा जलता है, अगर समझ में नहीं आता है तो जाके कुछ सीखिएगा. Don't come with your,
I know your expertise.
prepared
लोगों की
speech
चिताओं
which
पे
really
रोटियां
makes
सेकोगे?
no sense.
लोगों की चिताओं पे?
अरे आप
लोगों की चिताओं पे रोटियां सेकोगे? लाशों पे? लाशों का व्यापार करते हो? लाशों का व्यापार करके पैसे बनाओगे मिस्टर तनवीर? लाशों का व्यापार? यस, बिहार के साथ जो किया है उसका जवाब देंगे हम उसका जवाब देंगे. बिहार के साथ हमने तुम्हारी इकोनॉमी बनाई थी. हमने तुम्हारी इकोनॉमी बनाई थी.
I am only see Tanveer and Ajay Kumar. Listen. May I please come in, Ajay Kumar ji? I know you have strong views on this. Let me just share a couple of things with you. See, listen. First of all, Viren, I understand where you are coming from. I just want us to know this is a very difficult decision. You know what I'm trying to do? All I'm trying to do, MR, I don't know if I'm explaining this enough. If you noticed at the start of the discussion, I took this away from the BJP, non-BJP debate. I said, who is extend or lift? What I'm trying to say is, if we extend, we are all together and we extend. If we lift, we are all together when we lift. Because you can't fly in different directions. For me, if you ask me personally, my heart says extend a little longer. But then one part of me also says, what is the guarantee that that little longer will flatten the curve when it hasn't? Wait a minute. The second point I say that you extend a little longer, but then what is the guarantee that the economic impact of that in terms of jobs will not be unmanageable? Something that just an economic package may not. So we are in that kind of a situation. But what I'd say is, suppose I were to say extend, but suppose eventually the country says lift, then I think as a country, all of us, I would go with lift then. You know what I mean, MR? Right? So if Shweta says extend and I feel lift, but eventually the country goes with what Shweta says, I'd say I'd go with extend then. I mean, I thought this was all about staying together, MR.
Yes.
Wasn't this about taking a decision together?
Yes.
As one people,
let us be very clear.
Ready for the consequences, whatever they may be?
Yes, that is the point.
We lost that spirit somewhere.
Arnab, if you close down and continue the lockdown, you are going to have a consequence. If you lift, there is going to be a consequence. On both counts, we are going to have a severe consequence which nobody is wanting or looking forward to. Obviously, it is going to taste bitter. But we should gradually move towards a situation where we open up. That's the point that most of us are saying. And when the consensus is built, we can't be rigid. We can't be on a point and say, look, I'm in a green zone and I want this. I'm in a red zone, I want this. We have to move forward. We have to calibrate our steps. We have to leave it to the experts.
Okay, who counters? Who counters?
I want it to be left to experts.
Who counters him?
Not to politicians. I want it to be by experts.
Anirban counters or Shweta? Anirban counters. Anirban counters. Go on, Anirban.
Yes. I do.
Anirban counters. Anirban says extend. MR says lift.
What you are saying makes sense. But yes. MR, what you are saying makes sense on one count. That is true that if we don't lift, the economy is going to get run down and everything. But if we do lift, what happens, we don't know. People are dying. The numbers are increasing every hour. They are breaking their own records every day. So if we don't have people living, what are we going to do with this?
Sudesh counters Anirban. Let's keep it moving fast.
This is your specific intent. This is your real self, MR. I'm sorry to say.
When you said
this is your real self. All you want to do
is a different situation. If you extend, what is the guarantee that this will not rise? Already in the lockdown 4 it is rising. There is no guarantee it will not rise. Who can give guarantee that if we extend in lockdown 4 methods,
yes, I will tell you
then it is not going to rise? So we have to take a calculated risk. Either you go to lockdown 1, which the country will not accept.
Actually put your head, put your resource, put your
wealth, your GDP,
thing
is, despite lockdown 4, things have risen. You have a count of 7,000 in a day, which is huge
locking
number.
everything down was never going to help. The opposition
Shweta, last word, Shweta. 30 seconds.
Look into the health infrastructure. The Union government did not do so.
And state
Shweta,
government
30
has
seconds.
to prepare its own infrastructure, no? Health is also a subject of the state government.
Viewers, time is running out.
Time
is running out. So what I'm going to do instead is that I will end this show on time, but I promise you this extend or lift debate will be coming your way at noon this Sunday. So on the Sunday debate, I'll take this debate forward. Frankly, viewers, let's be clear about it. Extend or lift, whatever decision we take, let's take it together. See you on the Sunday debate, sharp at 12 noon once again. Till then, good night and goodbye.